And we are back. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Sports Jazz, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Man United ends the season with a win. How many wins are those for Amorim? 7 wins. What a
7,
joke.
huh?
Very poor, man.
And
Very
no,
poor. But I mean, on a bright note, let's go sleep. Forget about this season. Wait for next season, Josh. It's a rebuilding season. We have to rebuild. Whatever it is, it's time to rebuild. Once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. That was Manchester United beating Aston Villa at Old Trafford. A bit of controversy, Josh, especially with the red card for a red card against Martinez. Then also the penalty. Some are saying it shouldn't have been a penalty. And I don't know what to think. I don't know what anyone says, but the two, at least winning at Old Trafford, regardless of, it doesn't change anything, is way much better and is everything. Anyway, yeah, Josh. So we beat Aston Villa 2-0, goal scored by Ericsson. By the way, it was Bruno Fernandes who was supposed to take the penalty, but out of courtesy, since it was Ericsson's last game, he decided to give him the penalty. He also mentioned that after the game. Then, of course, the other goal, Amad Diallo scoring. No, I think that was the first goal, Josh. Amad Diallo scoring. Then Ericsson coming through later, Josh. So, I mean, what's your take overall season? I mean, the nightmare has ended. That's the most important thing. The nightmare season for Manchester United has ended. What's next,
actually,
Josh?
you ended with what you maybe should have started with. The
The
nightmare is
nightmare.
over. The season has ended, and
Mm,
United can go and regroup, prepare a very decent preseason,
yeah.
do very good business in the window. It is difficult to do business in this window because of the financial fair play rules and the PSR.
Mm,
But we can find a way. We should find a way, and maybe getting the right players in the right positions to bolster the squad. And if the team can play as good as they played today in their last game against Aston Villa consistently next season, I
mm.
think we should not have a very big problem if you can get a top striker in, and you continue to play the way you played today, and a few players, maybe a keeper and our right wing back, then you're poised to be in a better shape, even without a lot of additions to the side. Manchester United played a very beautiful game today. They were up for it from the start. I mean, there were so many players who looked like they were ready to go. They looked like they wanted to win. The goals, as usual, did not come easily, but yeah, it's a game that looked like we were always going to win. For the incident of Emi Martinez on Rasmus Hoyland, I think it was just the crazy nature of Martinez. There is no reason why he would bash into Rasmus Hoyland like that. And Rasmus Hoyland, being Rasmus Hoyland in the form that he's in, I think he would have let him go, because he even had a heavy touch and he was taking the ball away from goal. There were two defenders, Pau Torres and another defender, were
And
getting
I've had
back in the
enough of
goal. I
that.
mean, yeah, there was
I,
no reason for him to to bash into Rasmus Hoyland. But credit to Rasmus Hoyland, he got there. He used his pace to actually get there and have the first touch. So he won the free kick, and the red card was it was a clear cut red card. I mean,
I also think it was
it's
a clear cut
difficult.
red card. I don't know
It
why
is
people are
difficult.
tripping.
It is difficult to even think otherwise, because Emi Martinez had no intention to play the ball whatsoever, but to hurt the player.
Mm.
Then
Well,
on the penalty that Bruno Fernandes did give Ericsson to take, for me it looked like Ruben Amorim instructed Johnny Evans to pass on the message to Ericsson to take the penalty. I mean, there was already this feeling that there's so many players who are going to leave Manchester United, and at least one of them is going to take that penalty. Bruno Fernandes was always going to give it to someone
But
else.
Evans almost scored, you know.
I
He
know,
almost.
it could have been some icing on
What a
his
story that would have been.
the club, but nonetheless, he has been a very formidable soldier for the club.
Mm,
Even in his second spell, when we didn't think that he would be utilized as much, he came when Man United needed him. That is last season. This season, not so much, but last season we did need him a lot, and he actually steadied the ship. He did hold his own in that back line, and we shall not forget his
contribution.
assist, his assist for Bruno Fernandes's goal. I think it was against Wolves, that game at night,
No, I don't remember.
in the white tops, the
Mm.
long ball he played from the back, and Bruno
Did
Fernandes
we win?
volleyed it
Did we
home
win?
for 1-0. Yeah.
Okay. We've
Yeah, it
lost so
was
many
1-0.
goals, but I only
We
have the
won
bad
1-0.
things in my memory, man. I barely
No,
have the good
it
moments
was
this
under
season.
ETH. It was under ETH last season.
Ah,
But
Ten Hag,
yeah,
okay.
I mean, we had a very good game, and I think if we go on playing like this, I think we shall just have to need a goalkeeper, a top striker, and a few wing backs, and United will be back.
Well, yes, once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Manchester United defeating Aston Villa in the Premier League. I mean, the last game of the league at Old Trafford. Of course, Diallo scoring the opener in the 76th minute with a header. With of course, that was an assist or a cross from Bruno Fernandes, followed by Christian Eriksen penalty in the 86th minute. Of course, not forgetting the instances where Martinez was sent off in the first half, stompage time, trying to deny Rasmus Højlund, but I barely. I mean, okay, anyway, it's true. Goal scoring opportunity, but Josh, I can tell, I can tell you, I barely, I barely saw that goal going inside. I mean, I'm
I
telling you,
know,
Rasmus
I
Højlund
know,
was going to fluff it.
I know. That's why I mean, Martinez is just a crazy guy. There was no need
There's
for
no
him
need.
to come out
He
like
panicked.
that, and yeah, he panicked. No, but also his aggression and
Mm,
his criminal mind just came into play because he
mm.
intended to hurt Rasmus Højlund. He didn't want him to get around him. But in the last game of the season, when you're playing for Champions League Plus against a very vulnerable Manchester United side
I
that
mean,
is
I know.
performing that badly, there's no reason to do that. You can accept to
I
lose
agree.
1-0,
Yeah, at
1-0
least,
and stay
you
11,
know.
since it's still the first half. Then you give your team a chance to actually come back. But I think if we do play the way we played today, then the
Nobody
rebuild
will
won't
play
take
well.
long. The rebuild won't take long.
Well, hi Nelson.
Maybe
What up, brother?
yo,
Sorry.
what up, Nelson? There's a
Nelson
thing
says
that you
a
missed.
nightmare ended. Yeah, please go on.
There's an incident you missed in the game, which was
The
maybe
goal
the controversial one. Yeah,
that was cancelled.
the supposed goal,
Yeah,
of Aston Villa scored by Morgan Rogers.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh, beautiful
the
play.
referee was quick to actually call the foul. He saw the foul, he called the foul. Then Morgan Rogers scored after the whistle had blown.
And
So
VAR
VAR
cannot
could not even
intervene.
revisit. Yes, it
Mm.
couldn't intervene. But going by the rule book, I'll type by in that even if he had, even if he actually didn't get the best of the ball, he was in control of that ball by the rule book.
No,
Because
Josh, I don't
yeah,
think he was in control because
no, by the rule book he
it
was in
says
control of the
the rule
ball.
book says he has to put his hand or hands
Yes,
on top of the ball. Now let
not
this
on
guy,
top,
but no,
not on top,
seriously, on the ball, like on top of the ball, from what I
on
was
not
reading,
on top.
unless I
You
probably
see,
misinterpreted that. But
no, 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 you didn't,
see, I
you
agree.
didn't. But
Rogers, yeah, it was a bit faulty, but also
from him,
who?
from my
Aita
understanding,
Blind, that was also very poor.
I've not read the rule actually. I've just gotten the interpretation from the commentators, but what I did understand is in that moment Bainde has his hand on the ball. Okay, the ball
Mm-hmm.
is in the middle of his hands, actually with one hand touching the ball. That
Okay.
is interpreted to say he is in control of the ball, because it goes ahead to actually interpret a part of where the ball is within his body, and they also interpret that to be uh, that is in control of the ball, because
No, just, the
for a
replay
goalkeeper.
shows Mainda had
Yes.
lost possession before even Rogers intervened.
No, one hand was still on the ball. One hand
I don't
was
know if
still on the
I don't
ball
know.
when he top poked it. When he
I
top
don't know.
pokes the ball, one hand is on the ball. But nonetheless, Bainda didn't acquit himself in the best manner in that period. First of all, he slid and went past the ball. Then he tries to come back, and it was poor. It was poor. It only shows that
Very poor.
United needs both keepers. We need to
Everything
buy
United
two.
need everyone. We need to we need to get the whole starting 11. Yeah, Nelson was saying a nightmare indeed. I don't remember in the last 25 years a season like this. I've slept off midway some matches. Unbelievable, unbelievable. I know. And I'm sorry if I pronounce your name, by the way, poorly, but I know it's Hadali. Hadali says, "Hi, I am back. Glad to have you back, brother. Glad to have you back, brother." Yeah. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Nelson, Hadali, please tell us what you think about the game. I mean, how do you
Actually,
rate
not the
the
game, just
season?
the
The season
season.
was, I know the season, again, as Nelson said, it was a nightmare. Um, um,
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think we should put more focus on, by the way, Josh? That goes for you for next season, because this indeed has been a nightmare, a season to
Yeah, but
forget.
maybe
I don't
maybe
even
you
want
give
to
me
watch
a
the
chance
previews.
to look at the last season,
Okay,
because the
just
last season.
before you do that, Josh, real quick,
Yes.
we had
Yes.
Ericsson and Evans saying goodbyes to the fans. Nice gesture. Again, Ericsson scoring. Carlos Bruno Fernandez giving him the penalty. And Evans whiskey, rather missing by a whisker. As you said, you gave flowers to Evans already. Man United, by the way, do you think he qualifies to be a legend for Man United?
Yeah. He does 2 spells at the club,
Mm-hmm.
and
Only 2 spells.
he's won things. He's won
Mm.
things with the club. He's won these all these trophies with the club. He has come back and bailed us out. When he's a legend at the club.
And Eric, of course, Ericsson is not a legend, but what a player,
Yeah.
character-wise.
What a player! What a player! We
The
shall miss
character,
that character.
we
Yeah,
will
that's
miss him
why.
a lot.
That's why actually, for me, if Casemiro was not on very high wages, I keep him in the squad. Not
Mm.
for him to play, but
But
to
it's like, by the way, he
for
also
the
said his
players to be
goodbyes. Did
around.
you see the way he went around waving around the
Yeah.
fans?
But all the media and the tabloids are quick to point out who is leaving at the club, and they put words in Amorim's mouth, saying that he said that Ganacho is leaving, that
Mm.
he said Onana is leaving. Yes, much as it was in the press, I didn't believe it was from the manager, because if you say that before the last game of the season and before you know what happens in the transfer window, then you're shooting yourself in the foot, because you don't really know if that player will get suitors, or that player will find a club. But seeing Ganacho and his brother, his agent, they could have started that rumor themselves.
No, Josh, come on. Just submit an
100%. They're
apologies and
capable of
apologize.
that.
It's
No, they
that's
are capable of that. He is capable of doing that. He's capable. As in the other rumor that came out today was he has actually talked to Arsenal to confirm that it is the case. Ganacho is leaving. As in, that's rubbish. A manager cannot be in a
I don't know why
position.
you're brushing
Before,
that off, brother. I don't think it's
I
rubbish,
am
Josh.
no, I am, because a manager. Okay, I'm just using logic here. Okay, I
Mm.
don't have any inside information, but it's very illogical of a manager to call out a player before the last game of the season that go find pastures new. I mean, you want to sell the player for a certain amount of money,
Just
but
David
then
Einstein,
you
you
have
know,
devalued the player yourself.
I respect David Einstein a lot when it comes to football journalism. Yes, Fabrizio is also there. No disrespect, but I respect Fabrizio when it comes to transfer news and all that. But when it comes to the inside details of clubs, particular clubs in the English Premier League, like Arsenal, especially Arsenal, Manchester United, the Chelseas, the Cities, the Liverpool, that guy never beats off. He never tops off. So if he
Maybe
says
those are the guys who
Ganacho
should
was
actually
informed,
maybe those
so
are the
they,
guys who should actually be sent away from Carrington. They're the guys brooding very bad blood at the club.
no, Josh, no, that is not true. That is not true. Come on.
No, I'm
Oh, this
saying
is that
maybe.
is
I mean, these all these we need to change the way that we act. We need to change all these rumors that keep coming out, and
well.
things
Anyway,
like that.
once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications, and yes, yeah, Josh, we go to where everyone, or the topic, the nightmare of a season finally ends. We finish off very, very poorly. We failed to qualify for Champions League. We failed to qualify for the Europa, even the Conference League. The UEFA Conference League, and
Bro,
majority of our players are supposed to be leaving. Josh, we're supposed to be selling players. Don't forget, we also have issues with what PSR. Is it then FFP?
profitability and sustainability rules, plus the
So
financial
all
fair
that,
play
Josh,
rule.
we need to rebuild. We need to get the right players. Amorim, Wilcox, Omar Berada, that whole team, Josh, Vivek, they need to make sure they recruit the right players, for the right team, or rather for the right formation and system that Amorim wants. And that includes players that do come with the right legs. I'm talking about lungs. I'm talking about pace. That all comes with it. So, I mean, in other words, we need to get athletics. The athleticism has to be there for any player that is going to come and join Manchester United. We don't want players that are going to be coming around, wasting time, playing what they are not supposed to be playing, and finishing worse, because we just ended the game. The season on a very, 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 very poor note. And it's quite shaming. It's quite a shaming that Manchester United was languishing in the last five teams on the table. Quite really a shame. Don't worry, guys. Josh is coming back. Yeah. Kadeli says Cunha is coming back to Man United. Mbuemo is for sale. By the way, I saw news about Mbuemo. I'm going to come back to that. I know David Einstein. Yeah, I'm talking about him. He's a very credible. I like him. He's a very credible journalist. Yeah, Cunha is definitely coming to Man United, but Cunha, I actually think in all the seasons and all the managers, I actually think he's one of the right uh, buys that we are about to get ourselves. He's one of the right players that I do think, he can play in both positions behind the striker. He can play as a striker. And I think if we had a player like Brian Mbeumo, I know guys are, some would prefer Ryan Cherky, but yeah, Ryan Cherky is, by the way, cheap. He doesn't max is 22 million pounds. Mbeumo, from what I understand, is within 45 to 55 million pounds, but he's a good player. 19 goals last season in the or rather, yeah, last season, because the league has ended today in the Premier League. And I think if you have Mbeumo and Cunha, I mean, that would really make a difference, especially if you have young kids coming through. A kid like a striker like Chido Obi Martin, if you have such players ahead of him, I think he's going to be nurtured very well. He's going to be, getting the right notes. The only thing that would be missing is the striker ahead of them. Liam Delap, well, some are saying he's a very good player, 12 goals this season in the Premier League. But I, for one, I'd prefer an already made player, a prolific player like Victor Gyökeres, to be specific, because, I mean, I don't want a player who's going to, rather, who needs 2, 3 more seasons, to start blooming. And I just find that much as we're rebuilding, we need players that are going to do us right, man. We need to get into the top six. Top four is a stretch next season, but at least, man, top six. Look at Napoli. Napoli didn't even feature this time around in the Champions League at all. They were only in domestic competitions. And guess what? Who won the the Serie A title. That is Napoli, courtesy of Antonio Conte. But I understand, I think he might be headed to Juventus, and Allegri coming to news that just came in, and he might be headed to Juventus, and Allegri coming to Napoli. But yeah, the example was we don't have to feature in the Champions League much as it's painful. Napoli just proved that they never featured in the Europa. They never featured anywhere. Did they feature in the Europa? Yes, did they? I don't think. But anyway, they
No.
did feature in the Champions League, and there you are. They are the champions of Serie A. So my point comes back just to what I was saying earlier. We need the right players. You know, we need the players. We need players that can fit or that will adjust very quickly to Amorim's 3-4-2-1, system, and that means athleticism. Players that have pace, players that have lungs, players that have legs. Players that are mobile, players that do understand what the manager asks of them. So rather than getting players that are going to cost us. And it's very good that we are letting go many players also in the same sentence. But Josh, on your side, what do you think needs to be done? The season has ended. Now we're looking at next season,
Exactly,
starting with new
exactly what
coordinator.
you have said. Exactly what you have said. We need to get the right players in. It is going to be very difficult for us this season because we do not have with the funds. We don't have the funds. We have to be very clever. We have to bring in players that are not the funds' most favorite signings. That I don't think we're going to be bringing in signings that are going to cause a star in the media or things like that. But we should be able to bring in the players that Amorim identifies that they are the right profile to actually help United to get back to the place that we want to be. I like the speech. I like what he said in his speech that after 3 games at United, having won 2 and drawn 1, he told us that the storm was coming, and indeed the storm came till the end of the season. And he just told us that after the disastrous season that we've had, the good days are coming. He's very confident in things that he's saying. He believes that Man United has transformed in a lot of fields in their preparation for next season. A thing which maybe would happen in 3 years' time at some clubs, but he has managed. Man United has managed to change themselves in a period of these 6 months, which will help him to understand his team better and do better things for the club next season. So I do have belief in the manager that he will get it right, because there's no way that you don't back the manager under the circumstances. You have finished. You see, we have hit rock bottom. There's no more. There's no. We cannot go
Bro,
any farther
this
than
is
we
one
have.
of the
We have
darkest
so.
chapters in the history of Manchester United as a club.
Exactly. So I mean,
Absolutely horrible.
we can just come back up, and we can only do that by all of us being united. That is the hierarchy at the club, the manager to understand what must be done to improve the product on the pitch. And going forward, I think United will be in a better position next season. We're not just going for top 10; we are going for the
Well,
real thing.
Nelson says, but the mere fact that Garnacho was excluded from the last game and of the season, sorry, yet he played 20 minutes of the last game. I think the other one where we lost in Europa. It's a clear statement from the manager. Josh, I think earlier,
I
Josh, you
agree
kind of,
with you, Nelson.
I was going to, you look like you were trying to brush it off, but I think it's a really, really
No, no,
clear
no, no. I'm not
statement.
brushing off.
And it's
No,
also
I'm not
warning shots for Andre Onana, who has been a bit of a mediocre this season,
a
So,
bit. A bit. Nigga, why do you try to be politically correct? A bit. That guy. Don't start me on Onana. But Nelson, I agree with you 100%. And I am not saying that the manager does not feel like that. I am just saying it is a bit illogical for the manager to come out and tell the press, that, by the way, this is where I stand even before the season ends. I don't think that is right. I don't think that this guy is a very good orator. He is a very good communicator.
That is
I
true. He
don't think
talks.
that he
He
can
knows how to
communicate
talk.
like that. He can't sit. He can't go and lambast
I think he
in
can.
the dressing room and start saying, "Hey, Ganacho, you're leaving. Go find another club. Hey, Onana, you're leaving. Go find another club." When he still has one game left, because there's a lot of time for him to do that. Their activities, actually, the club is still going to do with these very players
Like,
after the game.
like.
The post there's what they call the post-season celebrations with the fans and
Mm,
stuff like that.
okay, maybe that, maybe that. But yeah, anyway, it's a good. Yes, I saw Ganacho waving to the fans as well. I mean, it's okay.
No,
I
no,
don't
no, no.
mind.
He should leave 100%. He should
He has
leave.
to leave. Uh, Kedali says United have to go for free transfers to who? Josh, which good player do you know that is on a free transfer? Honestly speaking,
There's a lot of players on free transfers, but
like
I wouldn't
Trent.
welcome I wouldn't welcome so many players on free transfers.
Well, you need six. My United needs six or more players to come. Bro, we need 11 players to come. Not only six, we need 11 players to come. I swear we need 11 players to come because, man, it's been so poor. Anyway, once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Anyway, yeah, back to the point. I mean, key points of the season for me, league position and performance. Okay, we are going to go through them. The first is the league position and performance. Manchester United finished 16th out of 20 teams. It's very catastrophic in terms of position, for a club historically associated with dominance like Man United to finish in such a position. They won only 10 out of 37 matches. That is very poor, guys. United won 10 out of
38.
37 matches. 38 matches. Yeah, 38 matches, Josh. And with only now, I think, no, Josh, I think were they 10? Yeah, but Josh, 10 including Ten Hag, because Amorim
Yeah, yeah,
himself
yeah, yeah, yeah.
has won now 7, out of 7. And we had 17 losses. And not forgetting,
Wait,
Josh, do
10
you know
have
that
won
for
only
the first
three
time,
games.
I think, yep. Let me check. I think he won only 3 because we've lost 17 games, Josh. Okay. This guy has only won 7 games. Man, I don't even want to backtrack. But
Why
the
are we
most
dwelling on
annoying,
the
and
past? Why were we
listen,
dwelling on the
no,
past?
Josh, I'm saying key points
The
of the
nightmare
season.
is done.
Key points of the season. The first is the
Yeah.
league position and performance. Now, don't forget, Josh, the tally of the points was 38 points, Josh, out of 37 games. That is beyond poor. We didn't even make 40 points, Josh.
We
I
made
mean, a
42
maximum
points.
possible points is supposed to be around 45. If we had
No, we
won,
made 42 points.
we made 42
We
points.
finished with 42 points,
Oh,
which is
sorry, we had
just
39
above,
points. Yeah,
which is
correct. We had
which is
39
just
points.
above, yeah, which is just above the water on the relegation front.
But it's supposed to be at least minimum just 45. That is so poor. We had 38
Yeah, but
points. Oh, we had 39 or 38 points out of
Isaac,
37 games.
Isaac, water under the bridge. I mean, the points that we had, for me, I think the things that we can look at in this season that were maybe our undoing was one, um, keeping Eric Ten Hag, two, sacking Eric Ten Hag,
Bro,
three, hiring Ruben Amorim, four,
mid-season.
no, 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 like he was hired mid-season, yes.
Mhm.
So those are three the undoings, and the fourth is hiring Dan Ashworth,
Then
because
Ashworth.
he took us back. Yeah, Dan
Bro,
Ashworth
I
took us
mean,
back
United finishing close to
a long
relegation.
way
Oof.
back. He took us a long way back
We
because
only
for me,
avoided relegation because teams like Southampton and Leicester and Ipswich were also poor. That is how we avoided relegation.
stop dwelling on the relegation, because
No, just we
we
are
are,
looking at the key points,
but we want to forget. The key points in the season are the things
Mhm.
that happened that led United to get to the relegation zone.
How about goal scoring and defensive struggles, Josh? United scored a
Yes,
mere 42 goals
yes.
out of
Now those ones,
37. We
yes, that
conceded
I can
54.
agree with. That I
Mm,
can agree with. That I can agree with. We failed to score. I mean, we failed to score goals. Rasmus Hoyland and Ganacho and uh, we
Joshua
didn't even know
Zagzi,
who was. Yeah,
Ganacho,
Joshua
Rasmus
Zagzi,
Hoyland.
Ganacho, Rasmus Hoyland. Later on, Amad Diallo,
Yeah,
Marcus Rashford.
Marcus Rashford.
We really struggled in that period. We never actually got off the. And the funny thing is, under Eric Ten Hag, we
Mm,
created so many chances. There were games we finished the game with 21 attempts at goal, 21, and we still drew the game.
very poor.
And not drawing the game with like a 3-3 or no 1-1,
Very, very,
nil
very
nil.
poor. Very poor, Josh. I mean, we conceded 17 set piece goals,
Oh my god.
excluding penalties, Josh.
Now
Can you
that's
imagine?
that's another thing. That's another thing that let us down.
Very, very poor. Absolutely poor, Josh. And maybe the other thing I would say is the lack of a reliable striker was also evident because Rasmus Højlund scoring only 10 goals in 51 appearances, with Joshua Zirkzee struggling to adapt Josh as a traditional nine. Very, very, very problematic, Josh.
Yeah,
Problematical.
but for me, I think Man United to blame Joshua Zagzi for our
I'm not blaming him, but I
inefficiencies.
just have to call a spoon a spoon.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is to blame Joshua Zagzi for our inadequacies in front of goal is unfair to him because Joshua Zagzi was never bought as a striker. It is just that we were in such a bad situation that the next best thing we bought to play as a 10, we
Mm.
needed him to actually now start playing as a 9 because the guy we had in front of goal never had the chops to lead the line for Manchester United that season.
Well, breaking news, Josh. At least the good, United has started business right away, right out of the bag. Breaking: Matheus Cunha has agreed a 5-year contract with Manchester United, and is expected to wear shirt number 10. United will approach Wolves this week to finalize his transfer. That is according to Jacobs Ben, Caddis of United District on Twitter, Josh. Well, that is some good business. Now we're getting into, I think they want to conduct everything, finish it so fast, so that Amarim gets enough time with the boys, tells them what they're supposed to do, so that they get to know what he really wants, and so that they can gel and, start doing good. They want to start off the season very, very high, which is good. And Josh, still on the key moments of the season today, key losses and embarrassment, Josh. Not You remember the notable home defeat to Bournemouth and Spurs, Then there's also the 2-0 loss to Newcastle. Then there's the 1-0 defeat to Wolves, Josh, that later placed us, rather, that made the 15th loss of the season, Josh, which is a club record in the Premier League, Josh. And not forgetting losing to Tottenham Hotspurs 4 times in the season, including, of course, the Europa final loss, Josh. I think, I mean, I know it's, as you said, it's water under the bridge, but we're looking at all
I,
those
I
moments.
actually don't want to listen to any of the stuff that you're saying.
Josh,
Believe you
now,
me.
no, no, I'm just saying, Josh. I mean, Josh, do you know what it means losing 4 times
Yeah,
in a
but I
season,
mean,
being
yo,
beaten by one team?
but you're rubbing salt in
The
the wound.
manager
I
that
don't
you
know
rubbed
why.
off,
Why
the
do you
manager that you
continue?
called a football manager,
Yeah, but the PGMOL helped him to win 2 of the games.
Oh, Josh, come on, man.
Is it a lie?
You're going
It's
to be like
factual.
Arsenal. You're going to be like Arsenal
No,
fans
but
who are
it's
crying because
factual.
of that.
It's
The
factual. I'm
PGM,
not crying. I'm
the
not crying. It's
PMGL,
factual.
PGM, PGMOL awarded Liverpool a trophy. Arsenal fans are claiming that they should have been up front with. I'd rather Liverpool should be down with 20 points. They shouldn't have 20 points.
I don't know about them. I don't know about them. I don't think Liverpool asked Declan Rice to be childish and kick away the ball. I don't think that Liverpool asked Saliba to kick Evan Nilsson on his heels to get a red card. I don't think that it was Liverpool's fault for the Martinellis and a bunch of those players, the Lewis Kellys and stuff, to keep kicking away the ball, because most of the red cards that they did get, the suspensions that they did get, were not
Mm,
actually for tackles and things like that. It was for petulance and the childish behavior from the players. So maybe Mikel Arteta should spend more time disciplining his lot than preparing them to cry foul. Because yeah, I understand that a referee's job is one of the hardest jobs in the world. I mean, you're always going to you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, you're always going to have errors here and there, make a few mistakes here and there. But for me, I do think that there's nothing that Liverpool did to Arsenal to make sure to stop Arsenal from getting those points. And the
well,
red cards they're talking about, they were brought on themselves.
Janza said it should be a slow rebuild from Amorim, similar to how Ateta did with Arsenal a few seasons ago when they didn't qualify for any European competition. That is a good one, Josh. That is a good one.
Yeah,
I know
but
you
you
like
see the
clean sheets.
difference. Yeah, the difference is Arsenal was in a position to actually let go of players and earn money from the players that they did let go of, and they had a bit of money to help them
Mm,
rebuild. It was a slow rebuild, but they had some money. And Unai Emery had not left the team in a very bad state. I know that you can say United is not in a bad state now, that we have a few young players here and there, but like we do need about four
mm.
players, and we wait to continue to rebuild. We get Matias Cunha, we get Brian Mbuemo, the two tens are in. We get Richard Rios, Ederson, two midfielders are in, and oh, that's already, yeah, that's three. Get a goalkeeper, Magnanan or Johan Garcia, but I don't think we shall get Johan Garcia. His ceiling is too high, and everyone in Europe wants. He's highly coveted in Europe. Everyone wants him. The only thing that United can offer him is a starting place. I mean, we can assure him that he will be a starter for United, but when teams like Barcelona are going to ask for his services, I don't think he's going to come to United.
Mm.
So a keeper, two midfielders, a striker, a top striker. Then maybe we get a right wing back,
Well,
and then we can wait. We
still
can wait
news,
and build.
Josh. Breaking around half an hour ago, Manchester United hold serious interest in Brian Mbuemo and have inquired about conditions of a future deal. Internal discussions have taken
Yeah,
place, however, nothing concrete yet. And personal terms won't be a problem if the club is to agree with a Brentford
I
Josh.
know.
Now, I think that will be superb. That will be incredibly superb if it
It
comes
would be
through.
incredible. It would be
It would be
incredible.
mental, man.
You know why the deal is difficult to do? We don't have money.
We don't have
So we
money,
are
I
trying
know.
to, yeah, we're trying to tell Brentford, whatever you want to pay for Mbuemo, we have agreed we shall pay, but we shall pay over this period of time,
It's
which
going to be
Brentford might
massive.
not accept, because this is a guy who scored 19 goals this season. I
Yeah.
mean, there could be suitors, there could be Aston Villa could come in for him, Newcastle could come in for him.
By the way, Josh, I'm talking about other players. I'm forgetting Lindelof. Lindelof is also
Yeah. He's
Air
done.
France. 8 years. I think he has played 8 years at Old Trafford. I think he has played around 284 games. What a player. I mean, he's won the Europa. He's won, I think, two FA Cups, Josh, a Community Shield. Not so bad. I mean, under his belt. He has some bodies under his belt. But yeah, will he be missed? No, he will not. He will not be missed. Not this, we are not disrespecting anyone. We're just saying facts the way it is. I don't think anyone is going to miss Evans. I don't think anyone is going to miss. To be honest, I don't even miss Marcus Rashford. I'd forgotten about the other guy, who Sancho.
Yeah.
bro.
By the
He
way,
barely even crosses my mind.
just when you think that Maguire should stay at the club for one more season and go on
Mhm.
a free because he doesn't want to be sold and no one will come looking for his services,
Yeah.
he does some shit that actually wishes that you start wishing that the guy leaves the club tomorrow. I don't know, when Maguire starts to play well and we all agree that he's playing well, somehow it gets to his head and he starts thinking that he's Messi. He starts
What?
thinking that he's
Uh,
Andreas
he almost
Pirlo.
he had another
He's
good cross today.
Yeah, 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 yeah. All those things are good about him. I'm talking about when he's defending, when he's at the
Mm,
back, and he
mm.
chooses to play the ball from the back. Then he picks out, he tries to play a Hollywood pass from the back. He has never pulled it off.
All the times he has
And
tried, he has always fluffed
yeah,
it. That's what you mean.
okay, occasionally it comes off. But yo, bro, why are you playing that pass? You know, there could be a lot of players around him and he can just pass the ball to them. But then you see him, dilly dallying on the ball, dilly dallying on the ball. Then he attempts
The
a
next thing you
Hollywood
know,
pass. You have three players around you can pass the ball to, and he just wastes it like that. And you're like, oh, Dogo didn't get there. Come on, why are you playing the Hollywood pass? You can't, you're not Bruno Fernandez. We
anyway,
accept for Fernandez to, kick it wide and a wayward pass or something like that because he's trying to create.
Josh, let me ask you something. Do you think the off-field activities, I mean, like financial impacts, things like the financial impact, I mean, I'm saying because the season was first under partial ownership by Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who acquired, excuse me, a 27.7 stake, Josh, ending the Glazers' full control. However, this transition did not translate to on-field success. So, I mean, we've missed out on European football, Josh, for the first time since 2024. Sorry, 2014, 2015, which will cost the club 10 million deduction annually from their Adidas deal. So, Josh, I think that explains the mode at Old Trafford, which was, reported low. So, do you think that also has impacted how the team has played? I mean, in terms of performance this season.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I do agree with you 100% because the off the field problems actually affect the players. These are human beings. You
Mm,
remember the time that Eric Ten Hag was struggling at Man United. There was a period of about I think 15 or so months where there was
mm.
uncertainty of who owns Manchester United. Is it on the market? Is it not on the market? Is
I
such as
remember.
Ratcliffe gonna buy it? Is it
I remember
Sheikh Jassim?
everyone
And
asking Eric Ten Hag, and he would also say, "Guys, I don't know. I'm just here to do my job as a coach.
I know,
Let's
but
wait for the end
then
of the
your job
season."
becomes very difficult because even the players don't know if their contracts will be renewed or their contracts are safe.
Yeah.
Is the new guy going to be things like that? So yes, definitely off the field, problems affect the players. Maybe
Anyhow,
that is what also broods that type of culture that the Jadon Sancho's, the Marcus Rashfords, there's a clique of English players at Man United who actually have that bad attitude, and I hope they
yep,
all leave so they
yep.
don't rub it on the younger ones.
Josh, how about the tactical misalignment of Amarim? I mean, he came in with a new system. It seems his system didn't suit the squad. I mean, leading to disjointed performances. I mean, the lack of attacking influence, or rather, the lack of attack also, Josh. I mean, influenced the results, Josh. And of course, we know, yeah, when it comes to recruitment, very, very poor. The team is very unbalanced. I think they still need to balance with the top striker, Josh. I mean, defensive stability in the midfield. In fact, United legends like Roy Keane at one time are quoted to have said physically and mentally weak, lacking the faggy time, the mentality of the past Manchester United. So, do you think Amarim's system has also been an issue, given the fact that he came mid-season and players have to adapt so fast to get
That's what
results?
I meant. That's what I meant when I said maybe the part of the problems that United had this season was hiring Ruben Amorim,
Mm.
because Manchester United knew the manager they were hiring. He was a very elaborate manager. They did have a meeting with him, and he insisted that he was going to play the 3-4-3, 3-4-2-1 formation. It was very clear from the onset. So, I mean,
In fact,
Man
Roma
United
AC
actually
told
knew
them
what.
he prefers to come at the beginning of the season, but they refused.
Yes, he actually said he would prefer to come in the summer. They insisted that he comes now. And yeah, so be it. He did come to the club. And for me, from that point on, I knew that it was going to be a very difficult period for us. I didn't
Mm.
expect it to be as bad as it turned out, but I expected it to be a very difficult period. I kept telling you that if they had hired Route One managers like maybe Big Sam, Gareth Southgate,
Yeah, I
Thomas
agree.
Franks of this world. Maybe
Hmm.
those ones would have. You would be happy. United would have gone to play the Champions League. But then
Mm.
again, what would you benefit from the Champions League next season when you're playing it? When Big Sam is your manager?
And I see United Truthful on Twitter saying the profiles needed should be adaptable to all systems, not just 3-4-2, 3-4-2-1 formation. The United squad is regarded as lacking the athletic qualities necessary to compete effectively in the Premier League. That is Whitwell, Curtis of Whitwell, Lowry Whitwell.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But you see, like I told you earlier on, of the five players that were brought in during Eric Ten Hag's reign, they've
Mm,
all played under Ruben Amorim, and there's no problem with it. For
mm.
me, I think our footballers, there are very few footballers who cannot play in a particular system. They
See
should
it.
be able to play in every system if they are good enough. And the problem that you might have is the two inside tens, because
Well,
for inside tens, it is then difficult for them to play as wingers if they lack the pace and stuff like that. So you just have to buy inside tens with all the attributes. So for me, Cunha and Brian Mbuemo, yeah, that would be
speaking
good.
about Cunha and Brian Mbuemo, that is Manchester United forever. United forever. That's his handle. You guys can follow him on X. He just put up something really nice, Josh. That is Brian Mbuemo, 42 appearances this season, 20 goals and 9 assists. Matthias Cunha, 36 appearances this season, 17 goals and 6 assists. He goes on to say Cunha brings flair, pace, and that fearless drive we've been missing up top. Then he says Mbuemo brings energy, goals, and hard working. Wow,
Yeah,
incredible, incredible, incredible,
yeah,
incredible.
incredible, incredible.
You get those boys. I mean, how many goals are those? 17 plus 20, that is altogether 20, 37. Don't forget, oh
37.
my God. Imagine those two behind, not
If
forgetting
they
the
can only just
assists,
give
not
you
forgetting
half,
the assists they have. Exactly.
yeah.
So I think it will
If you
be
can
really
get,
nice, and I cannot wait for next
yeah,
season.
exactly. So you have to reinforce in midfield too,
Yeah, that is correct.
and
Once
get
again,
a proper
guys,
wing back.
please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Of course, that was Josh and Isaac. We were here for the disastrous season that has finally come to an end. And yeah, I mean, we're moving on. We're moving on. Like, you know how you move on from your ex when she thinks she's been all that. Well, we are moving on now, but not our ex. I'm not leaving Man United. I expect to find them in the next 2 months when they are back to be better. I expect good business in terms of player recruitment this season for Manchester United. I expect Omar Berada and his team to do very, very good work. I expect them to back Amorim this season absolutely and fully well in that capacity that he feels he should be supported. I mean, as Josh has said, get to CBs, by the way, get midfielders. Ederson is there. We are just flirting with him. Richard Reyes, I don't know whether we are flirting with him. We're just peeping through a hole. Um, very many. I'm forgetting Adam Wharton. Yes, he's there, but I know he's very pricey because he doesn't have a release clause. And Crystal Palace is ready to pay hardball for anyone who's bringing less than 80 million pounds. He's valued between 80 million and 120 million pounds. So I mean, get all those players. Get two more wing backs. Honestly, get two more wing backs. You can get a right wing back, a left wing back. Then of course the two tens. Get the two tens. But Josh, I actually think those are just not enough. But it's good if you have players like Mbuemo, Cunha, and I don't know who we're going to
Yeah,
have
it's a good start. It's a
with
good start.
with Chido Obi Martin coming through the wings.
It's
You
a
know,
good
I think
start.
it's a
It's a
good
good
start.
start. It's a good start. If you add Jokeres on top, then
Oh,
you
that
can
is juicy.
maybe gamble and you go into the season with only those three players, because I
That
mean
would be juicy.
they can actually help United. You can play with the Colliers and what, and you can forge
You can
in other
forge.
positions. The team won't be that good enough, but you need to actually get goals. You need to get goals.
Once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Tomorrow we will be coming back with more transfer news, and of course, we will be coming
Yeah,
back with the dark horses of the season, those that have performed so well. Just to me, I think Aston Villa. We did mention Aston Villa last time. We mentioned
yeah,
Aston Villa, but I don't remember whether it was you or our
yeah.
colleague then who brushed off Unai. I do not remember, but I'll
No,
go
no,
back
no,
and
no.
watch it.
Yeah, come on.
I'll go back and watch it
Aston
so that
Villa.
if I'm to
Aston Villa
bribe you.
was
Mm,
our darkest of the dark horses.
mm.
Yeah,
We had Aston Villa, we had West Ham, and who?
Newcastle. I brushed off
Newcastle.
West Ham because of the manager.
By the way, Newcastle have also performed.
I
They have
brushed
gone for
off.
Champions League, Josh.
Yeah, but I brushed off West Ham immediately. You proposed, because for me, Lopetegui was never the manager going to
Oh, by
be a
the way, no,
dark
it
horse.
wasn't. Yeah, you were dissing Gay. I remember now,
Yeah,
and it's true as you said, he wasn't.
yeah.
But just here, teams that have qualified for the Champions League, five teams next season. Of course, Liverpool with 84 points, Arsenal 74 points, Man City 71 points, Chelsea 69 points, and Newcastle 66 points. Now, the reason as why Aston Villa really felt so bad and Nottingham Forest, both teams really wanted to win today, and they were counting on, because if Villa had won today, Josh, they were going.
Yeah, but they don't deserve to be in the Champions League. I mean,
Why, Josh? Villa.
because the United side in its state
Now
has
check.
defeated you from what you want.
Poor as we
So I
are, we
mean,
defeat a good
yeah,
proper Aston Villa. Well, they
no,
will
they
go
should
for
they should
they'll
not.
go for Europa next season.
Yeah, and
Once
you
again,
forgot
guys.
Tottenham
mm,
Hotspurs also
oh,
qualified for the Champions
they
League by virtue
qualified
of winning
by
the
the way they
Europa League
qualified.
title. Yeah,
So wait, those are six teams.
yeah.
Wow, incredible.
Then
Yeah,
Crystal Palace will also play the Europa.
mhm. Nottingham
Um,
Forest
Nottingham Forest will play the Conference League.
will play. Oh, Crystal Palace won the FA.
Yeah.
Won the FA. Yeah. I remember now. By the way, that rings a bell. Oh,
Now,
okay.
if
Well, yeah.
Chelsea wins the Conference League, I think
But
Brighton
at
will
least,
also
Josh,
play.
today we finished 15th. At least I was worried we're going to finish 17th
I
like
don't know
Tottenham.
what's wrong with you and this table and the position and what and the goals you scored and what you didn't score. Why are you so interested in the table?
I'm just, just keeping
No,
track.
me, I'm not. Me, I'm not. You keep your track, bro. I'm not part of that track, man.
Anyway, I see
I will
Fabrizio
never,
saying,
I will
yeah,
never know what happened. How many goals we scored? What? Who did what? No,
you don't want to. You only
no.
want to know when we're doing good. Well,
Ruben
Josh,
Amorim.
Tim Hutton was not. Sorry, Fabrizio Romano says Tim Hutton was not saying goodbye to Old Trafford today with Johnny Evans, Ericsson, Lindelof, as he's expected to stay. That is true. I think one more season. As you say, Josh, he's a third choice goalkeeper. He's over 36, 37 years, and I mean it's not so bad. Lowry
Mm.
Whitwell says Al Hilal are prepared to pay 80 million pounds for Bruno Fernandes. Bro, if you don't have 120, cut it out. Cut it out. We don't want
150.
that.
150.
Cut it out. 150.
But you see, I would rather we keep Bruno Fernandez. You know why? I'm just
Mm.
scared those Glazers will take that money.
They will, Josh. If it comes, I mean, if Al
No,
Hilal
they
brings
will take the
150,
money. They
and
won't buy players with it.
oh, you're
You be there. You be there joking. They want their dividends. So you rather keep your Bruno Fernandez, and you never got money, because you shall be crying here that where's the money? Where's the money? Those guys don't give a shit.
I know, man. I know.
No,
Once
no, no,
again,
no,
guys,
no,
please do
man.
subscribe, turn on the notifications. Josh and Isaac. Josh, is it time to sign out?
Yeah, it's time to sign out, bro.
You sign out proudly as a Manchester United fan,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Guys,
even after the
take me
dreadful
home. Take me
performance.
home. Take me home. Take me home.
Guys, please
The
do subscribe,
performance we
turn on the
had tonight,
notifications.
we
Yeah,
continue to play like this next season.
we play
The
today. Yes,
rebuild
sir.
won't be long.
Once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. We are officially signing out. Cheers.